The Whispering Codex, Episode 4, The Librarian's Warning. The morning sun filtered through grey clouds as Max walked briskly down the rain-slick streets. He clutched the tome in his bag, its weight pressing into his side like a constant reminder of his sleepless night. The strange events that had unfolded, whispers, flickering lights, and haunting reflections, had convinced him he couldn't face this alone. He pushed open the heavy oak doors of the city library, its ancient structure exuding an air of quiet reverence. Rows of bookshelves stretched endlessly, their wooden frames creaking under the weight of countless volumes. Dust motes danced in the beams of pale light that streamed through stained glass windows. Behind the main desk sat an elderly librarian with steel-grey hair pulled into a bun. Her half-moon glasses perched on her nose as she flipped through a large leather-bound book. Max approached her cautiously, feeling absurdly self-conscious. "Excuse me?" The woman looked up, her sharp green eyes narrowing as they met his. "Yes? I'm looking for information on old grimoires. Specifically something involving sigils and—" Hesitates, lowers voice. "Summoning rituals?" The librarian's gaze sharpened. "That's not the usual fare for curious minds. What exactly are you dealing with?" Max hesitated, but decided honesty was his best option. He pulled the tome from his bag and placed it on the desk. The librarian stiffened, her fingers twitching as if she wanted to recoil but couldn't tear her eyes from the book. "Where did you get this?" "A street vendor. He said it was rare." The librarian exhaled sharply and pushed her chair back, motioning for Max to follow her. She led him to a secluded corner of the library where ancient tomes were housed in glass cases. Unlocking a drawer, she retrieved a slim book with a faded green cover. This is Shams al-Ma'arif, one of the most infamous texts on Islamic occult practices. She opened the book to a section filled with diagrams of sigils. "Your tome shares elements of these sigils but combines them with Christian demonology. See here?" She pointed to an intricate symbol in Shams al-Ma'arif, then compared it to a similar diagram in Max's book. Both contained interlocking circles, but Max's tome had additional inscriptions in Latin and a name scrawled across the center. Azazel. Azazel, an entity that appears in both Islamic and Christian lore. In Islam, he's often equated with Iblis, the jinn who defied God. In Christian traditions, Azazel is associated with the scapegoat ritual and the fallen angels. Either way, this name should not be spoken lightly. Max felt a chill creep down his spine. "What does it mean if someone has read from this?" The librarian fixed him with a penetrating stare. Reading it aloud activates the sigil. "You've opened a connection, willingly or not." Her words struck him like a blow. "What do I do?" She leaned closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Destroy it. Burn the book and scatter the ashes. But be warned, once a connection is made, severing it isn't simple. The entity may not let go so easily."